Hey everybody, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and walk us through the assignment for Wednesday, April 8th. You, of course, already went down here, clicked on my video instruction, and that's why you're here. Let me go over the steps. So what you're going to be doing today is you're actually going to be submitting a Google Classroom assignment. There is no Google quiz today. It's a Google Classroom assignment. In order for you to submit the assignment, you're going to make a copy of this handout that I made. What you're going to do after you make your copy is you're going to fill in your work and submit the copy by 11:59 p.m. Again, that's our independent practice. That's what you have to do today. So if I click on what is the paper, so this is what you're going to be making a copy. It has a do now on it. The do now is pretty straightforward. Give yourself about 2 minutes to do. The do now gives you the definition of average rate of change, which is a review from the past, and instantaneous rate of change. And it's asking you when would you need to use these equations. So you could go ahead, you could start typing it out. And again, you could base this answer off what's given here, or you could look back at your big ideas packet, which you do have, and you annotated from yesterday. If you didn't do that, you got to do that first. You don't want to be behind on that. Next, what I have is screenshots from a previous lesson that was a little bit right before spring break. So I put screenshots of how to find instantaneous rate of change because today's practice is going to revisit that. I also included a screenshot of any past algebraic techniques you should know, for example, the rainbow method or box method. In addition, I made it easy for you to go back to the original video that I made. In case you forgot how to do that, you could just click to the video where I go through each problem step by step. I even number the step right next to the problem, so it's very straightforward to follow. If you have any questions, you want to just text me on Remind or jump into my office hours. I am so happy to help you with this, but just make sure it's not after 5 because I like to wind down after that time. All right, so once you get past looking through these examples, I did tag in example 3, which is a little bit of a more complicated example just because the algebra it gets a little bit long. Like right here, like the box method and distribution. I went ahead on the side and typed out what I was doing, but you could feel free to take a look at that and try to make sense of that. But if you are struggling with the basic examples, then stick to the basics. Please don't push yourself if you're not here yet. But if you're here yet and you can take a look at example 3, please do. Create some questions for me. You can even offer some extra credit for that. Lastly, after you take a look at the examples, you're going to go ahead and fill in these distribution practice problems. Now, for example, this one, you just got to do this distributive property, factor in the 5 or distribute the 5. That's going to be 5x, and then 5 times 1 is 5. And that's my answer. You're going to do the same for 2. Now, for 3, you want to make sure, remember here, when there's a squared, like that, when you have a binomial that's squared, you have to remember that this is the same thing as writing 5 plus h times 5 plus h. Now you gotta either use rainbow method or box method, just like a previous skill that we reviewed in this here video. And you could even go back, go to the time, like skip the video to the time where I do this so that you can refresh yourself on that. So you're gonna fill in these examples. Again, you could text me and remind if you need support or if you need help with this. So again, that's why I put pause and stop, check, what questions do you have, if any. You gotta text me them. You gotta make an appointment in office hours or just jump in. Lastly, you're gonna be asked to do 1 and 2 right here. You're gonna be asked to find the instantaneous rate of change of this function at x equals 0. And for the next problem, you're going to find the instantaneous rate of change at x equals 2 for this function. And you could either type out, right? You could type out your answer by using the equation feature right here. For example, the equation feature lets you add division. See, like 5x plus 2. I'm just making up answers here. H, you could even insert a limit, actually. Take a look. That's how I've been sometimes creating some handouts. Now, if you don't like this, right, this can take you a while if you're not used to typing out your math work. Perfectly acceptable is you just go ahead and insert a picture of your work. You could upload from computer or by camera. If you're on your phone, you could just insert it on there. Or you could take a picture from your laptop, but just make sure that it's legible. If it's not legible, you can go ahead and submit it through Remind if you're having problems submitting your work for problems 1 and 2. Okay. Um, so again, just let me know if you're having a problem. Otherwise, the expectation is you're gonna get this in by 11:59 p.m. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and check up on you because this is super important. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Have fun. And don't forget, you got to submit it on Google Classroom. I'm waiting for everyone's work here. Can't wait. Bye, y'all.